Frazier
Yeah.
and Hines. Phillips,
Present.
Schaefer, is it Sherborne?
Yes.
This is a meeting to discuss next year's budget. Who wants to start? Questions? You've all had your budget books for a while.
I like it. Let's approve it.
That was easy. We're done.
Pretty solid budget.
I would like to see money set aside for roads, for paving more.
Yeah. We have what, 389 for next year? Yeah.
And part of it's already spent, right?
Well, no, that was money to cover this year's paving.
That was for coasting for this, yeah.
It has nothing to do with next year.
You mean 27? Are you talking about 27, Tim? Or more for 26?
Yeah.
You want more done? More
Well,
roads,
that's what we asked for.
more roads.
It was in one of the committees.
Right.
It was asked to put $500,000 away every year. And the service committee, we talked about it. There might have been other committees. And
There is not $400,000 or $500,000 a year to put away, but we've been doing resurfacing. What ends up being every 2 years, a contract for about $400,000. You could probably do 200,000 every year, but that doesn't get you very much, not anymore.
there's an idea that interest from our new investment could be used for roads, streets. There's a
How
comment.
much interest do we get, Kathy?
Well, you can check the revenues and see what's in there for the general funds. That's where most of it is anyway. I mean, we're estimating 130,000 in general. That's just. I don't think we're getting that much in the street fund.
I haven't found anything in there, and I've looked specifically for the streets. I haven't found any budget that's fat, so to speak,
The streets, well,
that we could cut from.
Revenues, page 2 is your general fund, and halfway down the page shows how much you get in interest. So in 24, we got 201,000. This year, Kathy budgeted 100,000 in revenue. And next year, we projected 130. You could look to see year to date how much you've gotten in interest. I don't have that number to you.
yeah, I mean, because
Is it in what was sent in council pack?
no, I would have to get up the year to date, but but it's still gonna be, you know, you're only talking 130,000, you're gonna spend it all on the roads or, you know what I mean?
Can't spend it all on that.
Well, it's not gonna give you a whole lot either.
Yeah.
130 is not much bang for your buck on streets.
No, it's not.
Not
You can't
anymore.
ignore it.
No,
But the last actual number we have is 200,000. If we bank that every year,
Every
Yeah.
2 years, we could do 400,000 like we've been doing.
and if we find a little bit more, then we could do a little bit more. Because there's plenty to do.
I think the only way we're going to be able to and not even get ahead. The only way we're going to be able to do more is to pull from the general fund and drop that dollar even more. I did a drive the other day, and it's not news to anyone, but there's a lot. Even I looked at the list again of the top 10 priorities and all of that. And, you know, we're going to be hit here in the next 2 to 3 years on those priorities are going to elevate. This is one of those things I don't have an answer other than we need to, we have 2 options. We can either, or 3, we can do nothing. We can jump into the general fund drop that number down even more, or we can take out a loan, which none of those are great options. Um, But those, I think, are the only three that we can come up with. There's not enough fat in the budget. I think it's a good overall budget for 26. I don't think that there's nowhere that we could trim even 100,000. If there is, I don't see it.
I will remind everyone that some of the streets that you guys are bringing up have infrastructure failing underneath them that need addressed before we pave.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we just waste money.
I'm afraid we're gonna lose at least part of Bank Street. And he probably doesn't want to say, well, let's do Bank Street since he lives on it.
We need to address the drainage, the water and sewer. The water and the sanitary sewers are fine under bank. But the drainage needs addressed. And then, yes, it does need done.
And I know we caught a lot of heck several years ago. But the chip and tar, chip and seal, whatever,
Yeah.
Lee's gonna need done.
Lee, you could do Lee, you could do all the streets of the new subdivision. So you don't have water and
Right.
sewer underneath
Yeah,
the
we can-
roads.
we can-
We did chip and seal before, right?
Yeah,
It was under Dan and it didn't go well,
it did not.
community wide.
Well, you don't do that in town.
Park,
Too much dust and.
Park needs water mains under it.
Yeah.
Center Street has a ton of streets that needs
Yeah.
done underneath.
Yeah.
The alley east of Chase Bank is horrible.
Yeah.
That one,
There's a sinkhole.
there's a
up there
sinkhole
today
now.
on North Street,
Yeah,
and it's the brick culvert under the road that is collapsing. So that alley behind Chase, that whole alley is a big deal because there's bad storm in there. There's sanitary, there's phone lines. And then when you get behind Chase, there's actually a stone room underneath that.
here comes Kay.
So
Chris, there's an option to take our cash and mix it with the grant money and extend it for now.
Yeah, I was working
That's a can go a long way to solve it.
The only three options I could come up with were the three I gave, but I'm certain there's more than what I came up with.
matching it with grant money will extend it.
Yes.
So, we got the 750,000 coming to do over there at Town and Highland and Douglas.
We officially got that.
We'll be the only ones probably applying.
Oh, okay.
Is that OPWC?
That is, CDBG. And that's the one that you have to have, I think Chesterville wants to apply, but you have to have like 3 areas, which is streets, curb and sidewalk, sanitary sewer, or water lines, and we would have like all 4 of those, and Chesterville only has 1.
Ah.
So,
So no, I couldn't agree more that we need to do more, but obviously I just don't see anywhere in the budget. I've probably spent sadly only 8 hours on this budget, but I don't know, I don't see any fat.
Now, think
Or
about it
enough.
too, that Derek has always said when he started here, Mayor Porter wanted to get to 3 million and in the general fund. And we're over that. Maybe we should take it down a little.
I don't disagree with you.
That was one of his goals, I
Mhm.
guess I want to say. And he was so proud of that.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And, and everything. What are you talking about me for?
You want your chair raised.
No. I'm fine. I didn't have my
Raise your
shoes on
chair.
or anything. I'm sitting on the couch working on all of this stuff.
I know, it's just, it's a funny picture. You're a whole foot lower than everybody else.
Is there,
Kathy, I
I-
There's not a hard rule. There's. Am I wrong?
she's a tiny lady.
Kathy, I know we've talked about it.
It's-
Were the auditors giving you any crap about how much we have in the general fund since we did the investment?
No,
Okay.
no.
I don't want us to spend the money unwise. I want us to be able to identify what we are spending the money for. And I would like for it to be used for the purpose of the village, and everything. So, and I know we've talked about the infrastructure, and I know we've talked about streets, and everything, but just Vine Street is bad enough going down it when I go home, but that's neither here nor there,
So should we just close that alley?
Which alley?
The one behind Chase?
to the side of me.
We could.
Close it?
What?
I don't know how we.
I don't.
I
House?
Facetious.
Oh.
Oh.
I
Okay.
don't wanna pay that.
Alley.
I don't know.
Make a big parking lot.
Oh, Chase. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
That's out of my area of expertise.
Oh.
The park
Are,
is there.
are there any funds for the new parking lot? No. The
At the
pool?
pool,
No, the. Public.
You talking
No.
about the garden you want at the point?
No,
Okay.
no, the property we just bought.
oh,
Down there?
Yeah.
that one. That needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work.
Is there any in here?
We didn't budget any.
Not for next year.
could.
We
There's,
have so many needs.
It's council's decision. If you did take the general fund to 2.5 million, there's $700,000. We're not destitute at 2.5 million. I know you've kept it at 3. Problem with that is you're gonna do 700,000. It's gonna be a one-time deal, and then the next year. Yeah,
So if you take it down to 3 million, that generates $200,000. If we find a way to leverage some OPWC money or some kind of
Right.
grant money, then it becomes a $400,000 project.
right. Do Bank Street if you wanted the OPD. I thought we wanted to do Vine and Walnut, but you could do OPWC money on Bank and fix the drainage down at the north end and I'm not advocating because I live there, but it definitely needs it because it's falling apart, and that was after the whatever the fog seal or whatever they did up there. That's what's slurry is what's holding it together.
It's a
Well,
pretty
the-
heavy,
Before you pick the projects, you need to talk to an engineer and see which ones are gonna score the best at OPWC.
Yeah.
And then take that advice and go ahead and
So there was a hole out by Taco Bell right in that area. And I was going somewhere and there was a man down in there head first. I almost stopped to see if
What
that,
is this?
yeah.
No, when?
Oh, last week.
Is
I
it one
could-
of our guys?
Yes, it said the village truck. I almost went back and pulled them out of that. And hit that head first down in there.
When I was gone last week, I didn't know anything.
Well, I know, but that just really frightened me because of safety and, you know,
Well, then don't drive on east north because there's a huge hole where the storm
Right.
sewer has collapsed.
I won't go that way, I promise.
Yeah. I was walking that way.
The streets, we have issues, obviously. What, do we have any other questions on the budget? We could talk about streets.
So
and
the other
sewer all
thing
night.
about taking the general fund down is you need to think well ahead, you know, the police department is it costs more and more and you're not gonna get rid of the police department, so you need to make sure that that we are comfortable for the next 5 years at least, that that they've got that room to operate.
I don't want to see dissolve the police department or the fire department, you know.
Well, the fire department's its own fund.
I know it
The
does.
police department's coming out of the
I
general
know,
fund,
but
so
it's on the
that's
general,
Yeah,
yeah.
we just need to
that
make
is
sure they have
something
enough to
to
cover themselves.
consider when talk about bringing that balance down, that long term.
If we would have private garbage pickup service and just eliminate our village wing of that, would that help?
Help the trash fund. It might, well,
Could we get, in other words, could we take money that was there for,
some of them are funded partly out of street, but that's basically the issue there is, the trash fund the fund has not been growing, but the expenses are growing and we're having trouble now.
It's not gonna generate too much money because we get revenue from
Mm-hmm.
the trash collection,
Mm-hmm,
and that's gonna go away.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, it's just gonna eliminate future liability.
yeah.
But you're gonna end up putting a lot of money in this trash truck here in the next year.
That's our concern with the trash truck.
and residents would have a separate bill?
It'd be up to them, but
Did
it
Frank-
would make the water, I mean, it'd make their base lower a month.
But then they'd have to pay Rumpke or Mid-Ohio.
Unless they take it up to Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio only charges $3 a bag. Trash. It's just an option for people who only have a couple bags a week to, I don't have a trash service.
He burns hers.
I burn most of mine.
Oh, okay. Well, what I didn't say was I don't have trash.
That's what we do in these
I
farms.
did. I said I don't have trash.
But when you're out in the country, you can do that. Just not in November, right? Chief? Just not in November, right?
Unless you have a hot dog out.
No, I don't think EPA agrees with that either.
Now, as long as you have a hot dog or a marshmallow over the fire.
So I'm going after all the plastics you're burning.
Just snorted.
We recycle that, Aaron.
I've heard a fair amount about the potential or looming issues with the trash truck. Is that something that we need to decide for 26, or is it,
Well,
is your crystal ball clear enough to say, you know what, we're good for 26? Without.
well, I don't know. I had an employee today or Friday who's up there in age, who's having difficulty physically. I have another employee, apparently his last day is gonna be the 17th, even though he hasn't told me.
Well, the one that's the older gentleman's gonna be retiring.
Yes. But before he retires, I still need him to.
Right, but you're talking half a year, I would say.
So, our guys are starting to get to the age where it's difficult for them to physically do the trash. The truck is getting up there in age. We bought that in 19 or
I think
I think it's an 18 we bought in. So that's 7 years, and we think 10 years on the truck, but you never know. The problem is that the equipment has just gotten so expensive. So either I've got to, if we're gonna continue to do trash, I gotta figure out a way to reduce the manpower and figure out how to pay for a new truck. Or we just need to decide to get out. Now would be the time. We're not up against it in 26, but now's the time. If I've got a guy retiring, I'm already down one person and I got another person quitting. Why am I hiring anybody? If I can just get rid of the trash, no one loses, I don't lay anybody off. And
Not thinking of the residents there, I don't think.
no, I know. But you also gotta think, if I'm gonna keep the trash, I'm gonna have to raise the rates because we can't afford to buy the new truck.
That's what, 500,000?
Probably is about 500,000. Yeah.
You break that over 10
How much
years.
is it for a conventional truck instead of the one with the?
Probably 375. But who do you get to work on the back of it? We're down, there's days we're down to,
Oh,
that's all we do.
yeah.
on
I saw
truck
the
days.
street supervisor on the back of the trash truck the other day. That's how it's becoming.
Well, you gotta work in vacations and sick and so,
We've gone from part-time people on the back to you can't get part-time people. Nobody wants to do that for 2 days a week. They tried doing community service in the back, in the old
That didn't
days, and they would just quit mid-route and walk away. So we got to the point where, well, we have to hire full-time in order to get anybody to do the back of the truck. Well, then your two people who were basically designated for the back of the truck get family insurance, and that's $50,000 a year per person. And
A lot of overhead.
yeah,
There is a lot of overhead.
But you gotta keep Emily's point in mind.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
you won't get the level of service that we give. If
You
you
won't.
if you call up here and say you didn't pick up my trash, which typically means I forgot to put it out, we go back and get it. If Rumpke or Mid Ohio, I don't think they're coming back to town. And if you say I've got something I can't get rid of, we help you get rid of it.
Sure.
And there's no limit. You know, some of these companies will put a limit on how much garbage you put out. Now, if you put out, we've had a couple houses that were rentals and the landlord filled it from property line to property line, the curb line. We called and said, we can't pick that up. You gotta get a roll off dumpster, but anything short of that, we'll pick it up.
Now, I know that Mid Ohio, I'm not touting them, I know they provide a nice service. They've been fair to us over the years as a village. Rumpke, I know nothing about. But I think at some point, we need to make our crystal ball clear and decide, are our constituents willing and able to pay an extra $10 a month for the village to do it? And $10 is just a number. An extra $10 a month for trash service through the village so we can continue to do it? Or are they okay going on their own with Mid Ohio? Or do we have an option to sign a contract with Mid Ohio?
And what's the guarantee that they won't be charging $12 a month?
You're not wrong.
Or 20.
But I know people have complained a fair amount, or at least voiced concern. Complain's not a good word. Voiced concern that they're paying too much for their water. And I know once we add $5 to $15 to their trash bill, those questions are going to be equally. And we can say, you know what, we need to buy a new truck. We need to maintain our crews and everything else, but
I don't think you can ever add $10 or $15 because at $30 or $35 a month, it makes more sense to let somebody else do it.
absolutely.
I mean,
Well,
I don't
thanks,
know
Steve.
that you'd have to do that, but the other thing is, if you say we want Mid Ohio to do it, there's no guarantee that Mid Ohio doesn't turn around one day and say, we're selling to Rumpke.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
And
That's
if you
certainly
don't know, Rumpke jacked up the landfill prices, so Mid Ohio's taking their garbage to Cary.
Yeah.
And I sat there yesterday and I was with them and I said, how in the world does that make financial sense? And he said, they doubled the landfill price, so he decided to go to Cary.
Wow.
And wait until Rumpke buys Cary. Because you know, that's probably the offers out there. Rumpke's
So
really doing all.
there's
right.
no imminent collapse in 26. It's just that the plans have come into alignment that I don't want to hire somebody and then we make this decision and I got to let somebody go. It's just like, well, we're to that point now. We're going to go down 2 people and one guy's going to retire here soon. So now's the time to have that discussion.
Correct.
I assume there's a reason why we got in the trash business years ago. And so, you know, I don't know what was all behind that, but I guess, you know, I'm not taking it lightly that, hey, let's just get rid of it.
Do you remember?
Charlie.
Always remember the 2 gentlemen on the back
Yeah,
fighting with
Charlie.
each other.
Charlie, Dick and Bill.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't a guy down south of town that on 42 was the owner?
Ron Harper.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a study and look at the costs analysis and get actual
Right.
prices for what we need. And
Yeah.
I used to be able, it's like, hey, when school graduates in May, is there any kids that aren't going to go to college that want a good career? But we're having a hard time finding people now.
I'm okay with the trash even breaking even, but with the expenses coming up, I don't know that that's a possibility.
Mhm.
Well, because of emissions, the trucks have become very complicated.
Got all over the dairies.
But
Nothing.
call over to my house.
Yeah.
I get over to Kathy's and
We only have one bag.
You
and that's
didn't hear
it.
that, did you,
Very
Chief?
seldom.
There's a family of 6, you know, we're 6 of us and we have 2 full cans every week or so. I
But
I do.
why don't I just go through the cover letter and then you guys can, I
Sounds
know
like a
there's
plan.
things in here you want to talk about more. So we need to make sure you get a chance to talk about it.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna skip the personnel thing because I know that's what you're gonna want to talk about. We originally had a program where we were gonna fix every village sidewalk. So that we could implement a sidewalk program where we evaluate sidewalks and tell people to fix them. We suspended that in 2023 because we were budgeting $40,000 a year. But we put 5,000 in there because people do call and say, hey, my sidewalk's damaged from either where we had to remove a tree or we had to do water service line work. So that's just repairs. The fireworks, there's 15,000 in there for that and 3,000 for the senior banners. I know this is the big year for fireworks and there'll be more contribution, I believe. So I'm not too worried about that. I did put in $50,000 for zoning code, per Emily. The $380,000 resurfacing, there's 120,000 in there from the general fund. We bid it this year and we're awarding it, but they won't do it till next year, so we're funding it out of next year's budget. There's a subsidy, as we all know, the street monies do not pay for the operation of our street department. So there is a budget transfer of 536,000 from general fund over to the streets. There's also a transfer of the general fund of 70,000 for the police and fire pensions. There's millage that I don't know, when did that go on? Do you have any idea? The pension millage,
No, way before
many
we,
years ago.
yeah.
So there's millage that funds police and fire pensions, but it doesn't fully fund what is required. So we have to transfer money out of the general fund to pay for the remainder of the police and fire pensions. I say police and fire. Is yours? You don't come out of that.
We don't have anyone that pays.
So it's just
into it.
police now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the fund says police and fire pension. And then next year's the big year for the debt payments on the pool and the pickleball because they overlap. This is the next year is the 5th year for the pool, which is the last, and this is the first year for the tennis ball, pickleball courts. So that number in the future will drop down. Out of streets, I did put $25,000 for utility patching. And then there was a fund balance in there, and we decided we were comfortable with spending 110,000. And that's part of that resurfacing contract. And we did mention, when we were asked earlier this year, how much we thought we could afford to pave, Kathy and I discussed, and we felt like we could scratch up $400,000. So the 110 is part of the street department fund balance. Fire submitted their budget after, and same with the fire academy, after I wrote this letter. They're their own fund, so that has no impact on anybody else but themselves. Capital projects, there's 50,000 in there for resurfacing. There's the payment, number 1 of the 3-year payment for the street sweeper. And we need to purchase 2 zero-turn mowers, because 2 of them are very worn out. We've had engine problems. And we've kind of put it off and tried to maintain them, but it's to the point where they got to be replaced. Recreation capital, that's the loan we got. There's $527,000 for the tennis, pickleball, and basketball courts. It's also $89,000 for the pool parking lot resurfacing. And then there are some things that we didn't get done before that we need to finish, and that is we need starting blocks, because they're going to hold meets at the pool, and they think they can bring in $10,000 at least a year by holding meets, and the starting blocks only cost like $11,000. I think it'd be good for the community too. The diving boards need replaced. I brought this up to the Astro Pools, and it fell through the cracks because 2 of the 3 head people of Astro Pools passed away. So those need to be replaced.
Question.
Yeah.
On the pool parking lot, is that gonna be curbed?
No, but I'm gonna take those parking blocks out and have them pave all the way to the street. And then we never did the exterior bathrooms. We'd like to get those done so that the baseball and softball people have the ability to use those. They're the outside of the pool house. So the pool house can be closed, but they can still access the bathrooms. And our intent is to put stainless steel toilet and sink and a faucet that automatically shuts off, and things of that nature, because we're trying to make it as destructive proof as possible.
Prison style.
Prison toilets.
Well, we need it because
That
they
works.
continue to break them.
Yeah.
Water, we didn't want to spend really any out of water, but what we have is an issue with the truck that responds, the meter reader truck, that responds also to any repairs. We bought it used, and I think it had 100-some thousand miles on it. Now it's failing. It actually failed last year, but I told them to get it fixed, and I don't know how much money we put into it, but the truck needs replaced. So there's 35,909 out of water and the same amount out of sewer. Then the number 2 aerator on the oxidation ditch has the shaft bearings going out. That'll mean that is it North Bay? North Bay will have to come with a crane and lift it to replace the bearings. So there's 25,000 budget for that. And then of course there's the sewer fund loans. You have 3 left, 2 in 26 and payments, and 1 in 27. Then we're done with that. Water capital improvement, Kit's mower out there is broken. It's a zero turn, only the right handle doesn't do anything. it needs replaced. And then again, we didn't spend the money at the water tower last year for the security measures, so we just rebudgeted it to continue. And then for storm sewer, there's $20,000 just for miscellaneous work. And the flail mower that we use, we need to buy a flail mower to mow the ditches, because the old sickle bar mower's about gone. Is that how you spell sickle? Cycle?
No,
S?
SICKLE.
I spelled it wrong.
Cycle
I spelled it like Aaron's name. I spelled it wrong. So, originally.
Trust you.
You don't know how bad that makes me feel that I did that. I even double checked and I did triple.
Actually, does it? I
Derek, you
usually
gonna
don't
be
even
able to
notice it.
mow with a flail mower the way you mow with a sickle bar mower?
I believe so.
Sickle bar mower usually is beside you mowing a ditch.
I think they make the flail mowers now that go down.
They make ones like that.
Hydro, yeah.
I can get more specific information from, Brandon, but he was pretty adamant that the sickle bar is not shot. So I mean, it's up to council on all that. We have to refund the surfacing because we bid it. But if there's something in there that council has problem with, take it out or do whatever. But if we're done, if you don't want to ask anything or talk about that, we probably need to get onto the insurance.
Chris, did you want to talk about outsourcing mowing?
I always want to talk about outsourcing mowing.
It only works if you get rid of people and use that money.
We're looking for ways to cut back on the people and not replace them. In the trash truck, it's the same thing.
Yeah, are we gonna get rid of?
One guy's retiring, and another guy's quitting.
I don't want to get rid of anyone actively
I'm out.
working.
If they are, but they're gonna be picking up trash. If we're gonna keep the trash, I gotta hire people. So when you talk about getting rid of mowing, we talked about this before. The only way that contracting mowing is an expense. The only way to offset that expense, maybe save money, is to get rid of personnel.
And not have to buy
And no, that's by
3
mowers.
0 turns.
My whole
But
thought
you have to
proc-
have people to plow streets.
You do.
So
My whole thought process behind it is not to necessarily save money. It's to maximize. I know Adam probably doesn't mow, but if Adam mows,
They all mow.
okay.
Yeah.
If we have 120 hours of mowing a
Even
week,
Frank mow.
Mm-hmm.
or if we have 40 hours of mowing a week, I would rather keep those folks and use that 40 hours on more productive stuff as opposed to mowing. I don't want to get rid of a single person. I want to utilize them better for something other than mowing. It's going to cost us more.
So let's say it costs you $100,000. That means the subsidy out of the general fund to the street fund goes up 100,000.
Correct. Yeah, it's not going to save us money. I have no dream in the world that it'll save us money. The dream is that we can get more done.
If you want to free them up, you hire summer kids to mow if you can find them.
If you can find them. And I've looked statewide, it's pretty much impossible. So there is that dream, and
That's
that
what most communities used to do, is hire summer kids.
sure,
We
I
did.
was one of those kids.
And so was Matt. And
Yeah. So I would like to explore it. I still want to explore it. And as I've said, not about cost cutting, but about, I'd rather use Adam at what he's extremely good at as opposed to cutting grass. But the only way to do that obviously
I
is
do
to,
know that to cut the cemetery at River Cliff is $40,000.
It is, yes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Isn't it now? It's,
Yeah. So it-
Forever.
So it won't happen in 26. I am confident in that. I get that. But just a ballpark number of what it would cost. I think you're probably close at 100,000. And then we're also going to have a conversation at 7 o'clock possibly on a huge amount of, or a large amount of mowing anyway, that may or may not be reduced, but on ball fields.
You know it. They're not gonna know it.
I don't know. That is certainly something that I would love to at least get a number on.
I have a question for Mark. Franklin Township, did we have any difficulties having the conversation about the millage going up in that township?
A lot of difficulty
Okay.
to the point that they're not willing to talk to me. They're only willing to talk to me through a commissioner or through the mayor.
What does the commissioner have to do with it?
Exactly.
Exactly. And
They
they,
did
they did
Trying
come
to
to
figure
speak.
that one out.
No, they did come to speak with me, and as I explained to them, it's not my fire chief's job to explain their levy.
Wow.
And they really wanted him to come, and I'm like, I honestly just felt like they were just gonna throw him under the bus and throw him to the wolves, you know.
Whether they like it or not, Hidden Lakes is part of Franklin Township.
And that's their thing is Hidden Lakes, Hidden Lakes, Hidden Lakes. And I'm like,
Interstate. Sure.
and the interstate, and I'm like, I understand that.
So zone it out to somebody else, give it to them.
And I understand that. We
Sure.
have areas we wish we didn't have, you know, but it's in your municipality. You have to take care of it. And
At the end of the day, we're a contractor in this whole thing. So if they chose to put a levy on the ballot to pay for it, it's not our responsibility to explain to our taxpayers why they're raising the levy,
they have to explain why they need to raise it.
especially because they have fire fund money that they're not willing to.
It is a good amount in savings on that.
Yeah.
didn't think that was legal.
It's borderline, I would say at best.
They can't use it for anything else, so I don't know why.
Yeah, looking at their revenues, they can afford to.
I think after the election tomorrow, we'll have to go back and revisit based on whether that passes or not, how we're gonna move forward. My guess is it's probably not gonna pass because the trustees have been dogging it to the residents. And they're also trying to pass zoning as well. So the vast majority of the people in that township are gonna turn out to vote no on the zoning. They'll probably vote no on the fire levy at the same time. So that's something we'll have to deal
it
with
down the
next
road.
month.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options that could take place. None of them are real friendly.
Years past.
Yeah.
What other questions do we have on the budget?
Is the $377,000 in there for the resurfacing? It's because you pointed out 120 in one place, 100 in another, and 50 in another.
Yep.
And that's $107,000 short.
If you go to page 111B, it's actually in the budget on 5 different times, but page 111B, it shows you where all the money's coming from. Yeah, memorized, didn't you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Sandra, sit over here where we can see you. Don't hide there behind Mark. No.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
I need to grab more chairs.
Let's get through this budget first.
Okay.
May I please, thank you. Since I did that. Get change it.
Here you go.
I'll give it back.
No worries.
Just do it. Okay. You do give it a clip.
Andrew down.
I didn't make it. No, I'm not.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Are we done?
We wanted to do insurance still.
Right. We have to sign in so we know the normal. You too.
Yes, sir.
We got 10 minutes. I spelled on that too.
Oh, I guess I need another pen now, don't I?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to ask away. There's, as that, when I, when,
What?
what I had sent out was, more prone to the alternate plan that was emailed to you guys. You see the current, the,
What page are you on?
I mean.
I emailed you,
Oh, okay.
but you can have, did you get the email?
I'm going
That
with
email
that now.
maybe. So on the back of that, on your second page has what employee share is and what the village share is. So you have what we have currently, the renewal on the increase, and then the alternate plan that has a higher deductible, and we're able to get that down to 16.8% instead of 25.9%.
With the increase in the deductible, will the HRA still be the same?
It's still the half and half,
Half and half.
whatever the deductible is, it's, yeah. Okay. So the deductible is set at, 2,000 per person.
It's reimbursement for you. What hotel did you stay in?
The same price for all of them.
I didn't say that. I just wanted to know what hotel.
Embassy Suites Hilton.
Did that include meals?
No,
Didn't think so.
I paid for all the meals and I paid for all the transportation.
Okay. That's your part.
Kathy, which one do you like?
The alternate plan is what we had, because I had raised the deductible.
Yeah.
And that way we're down to 16.8%.
So you're
Thank
happier
you.
with
We're
that than
still
the
working
other?
on the budget meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna get any better than that.
Trust your knowledge on that much more than my
Well,
others.
that was help with the broker. They came up with the plans.
16% is way better than 25.
I agree.
I'm aiming.
I like the 16%. So what, do we need to take any action on this?
You'll just need a vote on it during council, regular.
For council?
Yeah.
Would that come in your stuff?
I think so. Can't remember if I even had, I might have had it on, I might have forgot that, but. Okay. I think Tim's still looking at the.
Oh, Tim still have some.
Employees here.
So it was raised to another 2%. So it'd be, it's like 6.333%. We just have to do a little bit every year instead of the great big challenge.
If we do more than that, it takes away their raise. They get, raise at all.
We got covered there.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
So the deductible, $1,000 deductible is really,
It's
it's low.
it's a 2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to take it up to 2,000, right?
Mhm.
Is it too early?
No.
Perfect. What's at Thanksgiving? Fine. You're the only one that's mentioned it, so.